Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Well, we're definitely getting by with a little help from our friend, Jerome Powell over at the Federal Reserve. So Jerome Powell has decided to hike the interest rate 0.25%. Every time Jerome Powell raises the interest rate, you'll see gold and silver start to take off. And then investors will start panicking and start pulling their money out of the market, and you'll start to see the market take a dive. That's what we're seeing now. But are these interest rates, these hikes, are they part of the destruction of our country? It sure appears that way. Now, they're trying to tell you that the whole purpose of raising interest rates is to cool off the economy. That's usually what they do. They want to slow it down. This economy doesn't need cooling down. It's about as hot as maybe an amber in a fire. That's about it. Trust me when I tell you, this economy doesn't need any cooling down. This economy has failed. It's pathetic. They're going to keep lying to us about the data. They're going to keep lying to us about the numbers, trying to help Biden look good. Just flat out lying to us is what they're doing. They just don't care no more. There's too many other things going on for them to care because they know that people won't check. So let's get into all the fun-loving things that are happening, and you'll see what the real reason is for raising the interest rates. Before we get started, if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, or any other precious metals for that matter, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. When you purchase over there at Money Metals Exchange, you will now be automatically entered into a chance to get free giveaways. This month, you'll be automatically registered to be one of 3 people who will receive 10 ounces. That's 10 silver eagles each. So head on over to Money Metals, make your purchase, and automatically enter to win. For those of you who are unaware, I do have my own webpage. I can be found at Pimpy's News Network. Over here, I do post videos that I can't post on YouTube without getting in trouble. I also have my own Facebook group called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So come on over here and join us. It's free to do so. I can also be found over here on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, Odyssey, and now I'm on Rumble. For whatever reasons, my videos are not showing up on my channel yet, but I can be found just by going to the search button and typing in Pimpy's Investment Chat. And my videos will pop up for you to check out. If I get kicked off YouTube or I get suspended on YouTube, you can find me on any other one of these social media platforms. Hey, it's a new month. You know what that means? It's a new chance to win 10 free ounces of silver from Money Metals. And this opportunity is for everybody, not just new purchases. And right now, there's a flurry of people heading over to buy precious metals, and you can understand why. All you have to do is, if you're at any of my videos, come down here, hit show more. This is the link for Money Metals Exchange. Click it right here, and it'll take you where you need to go to make your purchase and be entered automatically for a chance to win 10 free silver ounces. So just go right here, or you can just go to www.moneymetals.com/Pimpy, and you are entered automatically to win 10 free ounces. Well, gold and silver weren't the only ones to see a little bit of action today. You can see cryptocurrencies are in the green. Bitcoin is over $29,000 at $29.30. Ethereum's over $1,900, just sitting there slightly above $1,900, I should say, at $1,900. XRP is at 46 cents. Cardano is at 39 cents. You know, for a coin that's supposed to be worth $500,000 right now, it's not quite registering that way right now on the charts. As a matter of fact, it's the only one in the red. So much for being worth $500,000 right now. Dogecoin's at 7 cents. Hex is at 6 cents. Polygon is at $1. Solana is at $22.36. Polkadot's at $5.77. Litecoin's at $88.39. Shiba took that zero back. It is now at 401. Same with Terra Luna Classic. They lost their zero and they're at 301. Saitama finally heading in the right direction. It is at 2012. And now this is what I'm talking about. Gold is at $2,041.50. What happened? If you remember yesterday, it was like right here somewhere around $1,985. Now it's up to $2,041. That's one heck of a jump. But that's normally what happens when they raise the interest rates. People go into safe havens. So gold at $2,041. I believe this is the new high. Look at silver, $25.78 an ounce. So silver really started to make a run. You can see right here, got up to $25.85. And then they just crushed it. It went from $25.85 and dropped all the way down to $24.64. Lost like about $1.40. But today brings a new day, and it's right back up at $25.78. Thanks to our good friend Jerome Powell. Stock slide after the Fed announces a 0.25% rate hike. U.S. stocks fell on Wednesday after the Federal Reserve hinted at a potential pause to its rate hiking campaign in June, but indicated rate cuts were unlikely. The S&P 500 was down 0.7% at the market close, and Dow Jones Industrial Average slid more than 200 points to 0.8%. The technology-heavy NASDAQ fell 0.46%, almost a full 0.5%. In addition to raising the target range for its benchmark interest rate at 0.25%, the Fed left its option open for June, saying future rate hikes would be dependent on the impact of previous rate hikes on the economy. Well, I'm not sure what he's looking for as far as how they determine the rate hikes, because inflation is high, the stock market's crashing, the dollar's losing its value, although today I'm pretty sure it gained a little bit. So it's just a matter of time before this house of cards will really collapse. So whenever they raise the interest rate, what gets affected the most? The housing market. People stop buying houses. That's because the interest rates are too high. They rather wait to see them come down before they start buying again. People stop refinancing their house. Credit cards, they stop using them. They start tearing them up because the interest rates on them continue to get outrageous. This means there's less spending. And then you have people whose homes do not have a fixed interest rate. It's making them really hard for them to make their monthly payments. So right now you have a lot of houses that are being foreclosed on, and you have a lot of cars that are being repoed. People just can't afford them anymore. So if you think about the World Economic Forum's motto there, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. They'll just continue to find ways to take your home. They'll start raising taxes next, and then pretty much squeeze you out of your home is what their plan is to do. People won't be able to buy stocks. That's because you won't have any discretionary funds to spend on stuff like investments. Not to mention that stocks are going down. People aren't making money anywhere unless you have gold and silver. I remember when the Democrats had a big fit, there was a rumor that Trump was going to look into getting a $1 trillion platinum coin made. That's what everybody had reported. He said he had no intentions on doing that, but his intentions were to bring us back to the gold standard. He wanted to get Judy Shelton into the Federal Reserve. Between her and Wheaton, there was enough people there for Trump to go ahead and have it implemented. He had the House, he had the Senate. They were ready to go to the gold standard. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And because of that, look where we are. Well, take a look here. A $1 trillion platinum coin could save the U.S. from economic catastrophe in less than a month. It would be faster, legal, and no bigger than a regular coin. So if governments get away with doing something so stupid, then what's to keep them from doing this over and over and continuing the bad banking policies and monetary policies that this country has? They just keep getting further and further into debt, trying to just crush this country. The government could run out of money to pay its debt as soon as June 1st, and Congress hasn't acted. One potential solution, minting a $1 trillion platinum coin to pay off debts and avert disasters. So how is one coin going to pay off our debt? Well, they give the coin, I believe, to the Federal Reserve. And then the Federal Reserve gives us, what, $1 trillion? And then that coin becomes like an IOU for us. The U.S. is hurtling towards an entirely preventable economic crisis, and a $1 trillion coin could solve all of its problems if the Biden administration decides to take it seriously. So Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the government could run out of money to pay its debts as of June 1st, triggering a never-before-seen debt ceiling crisis. Even a short default could cost the country almost 1 million jobs and trigger a recession. What route do you think this particular administration is going to take? They're definitely not going to make a $1 trillion coin. If their job is to crush this economy and destroy this country from the inside out, they're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that people aren't going back to work. And I know some of you out there going, no, Pimpy, that's not what they're doing. Yes, it is. The more of you that go on unemployment, the more of you who are being forced out of your house, the more of you that start to become hungry, then guess what happens? You'll start begging them for assistance, and they'll start giving you universal basic income. Yep, and you'll take it because you need it. You need it to feed you and your family, except for it's going to come in a form of a central bank digital currency. That's why getting people together in the community is necessary. This way, as families struggle, you guys can come together to help one another out, especially when it comes to food prices. Now, the cost of food is going to go up. The cost of gas is going to go up just because of the interest rate hikes. If Biden wanted to really do something and get everybody back to work, if they really wanted to help the people out, they would just start cutting the interest rates. These businesses would start borrowing money. They can hire more people. People would have jobs. They start getting paid. They go out there and they have money to spend on things. They're aware that that's what it would take to get everybody back to work, but they have no intentions on doing that. We need to get you guys desperate, needing things so bad, so that you'll take the central bank digital coin along with the universal basic income. The more you rely on the government, the bigger the government becomes, the more control they have over your life. I read a report yesterday on what happens with this programmable money and how it works and how they can force you to buy the things that they want you to buy and to spend the money quickly without being able to save for it. That's not what you want. So this option happening? No, it's not going to happen. They're just going to turn around and blame the Republicans. So when election time comes, they can just point a finger and go, oh, we defaulted on our debt for a first time because of you guys. But if you ever go through there and look at the budget, the crap they spend money on, it's unbelievable. They keep passing all these bills and budgets to pay for crap like observing lesbians dance while they're on ecstasy. You know what I mean? Like, stupid crap like that. Rand Paul does a report every year showing how our government spends hundreds of millions of dollars on wasteful things. But those particular projects are used to funnel money is what they are. And again, a lot of these things are meant to distract you from the much bigger picture, although some people are starting to really put it together. I told you they're going to start looking for excuses to have Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan take over more and more assets from banks. And there's already a domino effect happening. Regional banks sink as PacWest weighs strategic options. They have too many regulations on them. And then whenever they fail, they go, see, it's because you cut the regulations. Nope, that's not it. The regulations are strangling our industries. All these useless regulations that are there. It's meant to squeeze out the little man on the bottom, your mom and pop stores to get rid of them. So you rely on the bigger corporate companies. And that puts power in a handful of a few people. They should be opening up more banks so people have more options. But then how are they going to push you into the central bank digital currency if you have so many options? PacWest Bancorp led a renewed slide in regional banks after a report that it's weighting strategic options, including a scale-heightened concerns that the turmoil engulfing smaller lenders is far from over. See, engulfing smaller lenders, squeezing the little people out. So again, all part of a much bigger strategy. And you can see right here, these banks, these smaller ones, they're taking a hit. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but they continue to be in the red over and over and over. And now you just raise the interest rates. Oof, not good. Which U.S. bank will collapse next? Look, when the news starts telling you they're trying to guess which bank goes next, that tells you that there are several banks that are getting ready to collapse. Like I was pointing out, it's part of a much bigger strategy. The more they continue to raise the interest rates, the more people default on their loans, more people default on their car payments, more people default on their home loans. And then you're going to have a bunch of houses that are sitting on the books of these banks, and those banks are collapsing, so they start pushing those assets over to whoever inherits their business. This is how they could take over your home. With car repossessions and homes foreclosures rising, some Americans living on a financial cliff. So as people in America are hurting, it's good to see that Hollywood is doing their part in having gala events, showing everybody just how rich they are and how you couldn't live their life if you tried to. I love how all these breakhearts run around talking about why don't these people do more for other people, this and that, when these people literally have millions of dollars and they can be helping our communities as well, but choose not to. A 50-year-old single mother living in East Hartford, Connecticut, Lesage needs to drive herself to the medical appointments for injuries on her legs and to pick up her teenage daughter, who often suffers from seizures from school. Now watch how the story goes. Both of them have medical conditions. I have to go pick her up. Without the vehicle, she adds, I wouldn't be able to do that. But last year, Lesage was told her car was at risk of repossession after she fell behind on payments. For me, every single penny counts, and just to lose a couple of cents on gas is devastating sometimes. Between the medical bills, between the gas, between you car payments and home payments or rent, and the economy's crashing and inflation is increasing, and the feds just keep hiking rates, they won't be happy until our streets are flooded with homeless people, and that's about where we are now. So Lesage is amongst a growing number of Americans who have found themselves confronting financial hardship as the U.S. economy has slowed. It's more like the U.S. economy is purposely being slowed down. So I am excited to see those of you who can continue to buy more gold and silver as time goes on. I'm happy to see that a lot of people who listen to my channel started stacking gold and silver, with many of you not even realizing you can do that. So even if you just bought 1 ounce a week, 1 ounce a month, over time, it starts stacking up. Doesn't sound like a lot at first, and some people don't think they can afford to actually go out there and buy gold and silver. You can. Just find a way to come up with some discretionary funds. If you're buying Starbucks every day, maybe think about cutting back on that because that's worth an ounce of gold by itself. Just kidding. Maybe you smoke cigarettes. Maybe you have other habits you thought about cutting back on just so you could be much more healthier. Well, this would be your excuse right here. Instead of wasting that on a habit that's unhealthy for you, why don't you get into a habit that's very healthy for you and buy into gold and silver? Remember, the link is down below. Head on over there and make a purchase at Money Metals. So man, the housing market's looking pretty scary. We knew this time was going to come. A lot of people are just now starting to try to be prepared for what's coming. I don't think it's too late. I think you still got a little bit of time, but not much, before they try to force everybody out of their homes and then start accepting that the mark of the beast on your wrist. I mean, the central bank digital currency. Anyways, that's it for now, and I look forward to your comments, and I'll get back at you later. I'm out.